Lil Kim wasn't punished for being sexual. Hip-hop never had a problem with sex. She was punished for owning it, for profiting from it, and for refusing to be ashamed of it.
Wrong, I get right. Back with a classic, now give me 6 mics. Can't reach me on the phone and send a kite. Man, I choose it in heels or a pair of Chris Nice.
If you think Lil Kim's story is about scandal, about explicit lyrics, or about going too far, you already missed the point. This isn't a cautionary tale about excess. It's a warning story about what happens when a woman takes power in a system that only tolerates her as long as she stays controllable. The story people tell about Lil Kim is simple. She was provocative, she pushed boundaries, she shocked people, and eventually it all caught up with her.
Be more creative than other people and try to just do what we can to make our shows hot.
It's a comfortable story because it frames everything as personal choice. She chose the image, she chose the lyrics, she chose the consequences. That story lets the industry off the hook, it lets the audience off the hook, and it keeps the system clean. But that story collapses the moment you ask one question. Why did the same behavior elevate men and destroy her?
Everywhere I go, red car. Gave the keys to valet, told him park. Then I jumps out the door, Lil Kim or.
Let's be clear, hip-hop has never been modest, never been polite, never been shy about sex. Men built entire legacies on sexual dominance, conquest, humiliation. That wasn't controversial. That was considered authentic. So when people say Lil Kim was too sexual for hip-hop, they are lying, or they don't understand power, because sex was never the problem, control was.
Hot damn hoe, here we go again. Light as a rock, hard as a... This not for blocks, do hard tops in the parking lots where my rock like to spark a lot.
Lil Kim didn't just perform sexuality. She weaponized it. She controlled how desire worked. She reversed the gaze. She made men the ones reacting. She didn't invite approval. She expected submission. That's the difference no one wants to say out loud. She wasn't there to be desired. She was there to decide. And that broke an unspoken rule. In hip-hop, women could be sexual, but not sovereign. Lil Kim crossed that line cleanly and unapologetically.
Miss White, that bitch with 1,000 looks, come through with 1,000 crooks. I just know what it takes to get this money like blow. Catch a body, get a facelift.
Here's the part that makes people uncomfortable. The industry loved Lil Kim when she was profitable and containable. They sold her image. They marketed her shock value. They cashed the checks. But the moment her sexuality stopped being just an aesthetic and became a position of power, she went from asset to liability. And that shift happens quietly, not with bans, not with statements, but with silence, narrative change, and moral judgment.
Yeah, we come through with the money in the garter belts. Let them know we bout that cake straight out the gate. We independent women, some mistake us for whores. I'm saying, why spend mine when I can spend
Once
yours?
Lil Kim's blueprint spread, once her style became the template, something strange happened. Everyone copied her, but no one protected her. Her influence became acceptable. Her presence became embarrassing. She was reframed as tragic, as excessive, as someone who lost herself. That framing is not accidental. It turns structural punishment into personal failure. It tells future women, you can look like her, but don't be her. Public humiliation, mockery disguised as concern, a narrative of decline instead of resistance. And the most brutal part, people call it consequences, as if power was a crime and punishment was inevitable. But men who abused power were called legends. She was called a cautionary tale. That's not balance, that's enforcement. Today, female sexuality in rap is marketed as empowerment. But look closely. It's sanitized, brand safe, predictable. The system learned its lesson. It allows sexual expression only when the power is diffused, the edges are rounded, and the woman is replaceable. Lil Kim wasn't replaceable. That's why she had to be broken.
First goes out to my in jail, beating they to the double XL magazine. You like how I look in the aqua green? Get your Vaseline, roll some tissue and close your eyes and imagine you're...
Lil Kim didn't fail. She wasn't reckless. She wasn't naive. She wasn't out of control. She was incompatible with a system that profits from women but fears their authority. They didn't erase her because she was wrong. They erased her so others would behave.